So would you say that important to building that brand, was that also building your network? Because I know that a lot of these platforms, you kind of have to go out of your way, comment, engage, let people know that you are a real person and you value not just your time, but their time. Because a lot of people are posting. So how do you bring that together, if at all, into how you're building your personal brand? How important would you say community is?
Well, community is, of course, super important. It sounds very cliche, but I think one of the best things that came out of me posting on LinkedIn is meeting people like yourself, or also like, like just some other creators on LinkedIn that I just like randomly get a message from, or I message them saying I love their content, and then we started chatting. I have interviewed a few of them, and I think it's just an incredible community. If you are following the people that inspire you, if you're engaging with the content that also inspires you, and of creators that you enjoy the content of, like definitely reach out, say to them that you enjoy their content, and something may come out of it, like a friendship or a collaboration or whatever. I think community is just super important, and it's just so fun. It makes LinkedIn super fun. It's the only platform where I feel like I can connect quite like more easily with people and reach them directly as well with like direct messages. They're more responsive than like on Instagram or any other platform.
Yes.
But I definitely also fell into the trap in the beginning, for posting on LinkedIn, kind of trying to sound professional, for example, trying to sound like, or like be more sound more professional than not that I am professional. I don't know how to phrase this, but like a sound.
Yeah, but like dry language, like
Sorry, what?
very kind of like language that wants to, I don't know, because those messages can be very cold and distant. It's like, I want
Yeah,
this, or this
yeah,
is who I am. It's selling your bread, but not in a natural way. And
yeah.
maybe that's what you mean. Because LinkedIn it can be kind of, you don't know how to navigate it at first. It's like, do I have to sell my history here, my work
Exactly.
experience? Or can I just say like, lol, great post, love it, emojis? I don't know.
Exactly. I think that's what my personal brand is developing into, being like, lol, slay, you've got this, girl. But in the beginning, I was like overthinking it so much. Like, if I post
Yeah.
this comment, slay, underneath a very professional
Good
post,
job.
but will like the potential recruiter in the future, or like when I was looking for jobs, of course, I was like questioning every post, being like, what if a
Yeah.
recruiter sees this, or a potential like manager, and then they think I'm not professional enough, or that I'm like young or something unexperienced, but now I'm just embracing it. And I think I actually recently had a conversation about this with a friend, also from LinkedIn, but a friend, and we were talking about how you don't have to act professional on LinkedIn, because I think your experience already shows that you're credible. Like if you've worked like in marketing, if you worked in copywriting or whatever, you don't need to prove that you're a professional. You know what you do. You already have your experience backing you up. And I don't know. I was talking to this guy, and I'm not sure if he wants to be named, so I'm not going to name any names. But he even wrote a book about like product management. And then he wanted to like come off as professional on LinkedIn, which I understand, but I think having written a book, having worked in product, you're professional enough. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. You don't need to have written a book to be professional, but like, just like to make my point, you can just be yourself. And I think finding your voice and finding what authentic content means to you is also a process. Like you really just have to put content out there, write, see what people resonate with, see what people respond to, and then you're step by step going to learn who you are also, which is a beautiful experience on LinkedIn, out of all places. Who would have known?
Literally, I was just going to say, oh my God, LinkedIn, the beautiful experience maker.
Yeah.
For when I first joined LinkedIn, I don't know how many years ago, it was so boring and really
Yeah.
off-putting. And also it was, I think, kind of coming up as the potential platform, the same way that like Instagram, when it was growing, it was so strange. It's changed massively now. I wouldn't say it serves the same function at all. Before it was just be silly. And LinkedIn was the opposite. It was like, don't be silly. We have platforms for that. You have to be very like, you want to get a job, right? So I love that point you made, because I remember being hyper stressed. And I was also really cautious of posting my CV anywhere, because I was like, I don't know who's going to be on this platform. And now it's just very legit. And like you said, people are much nicer. Like I've met a lot of lovely individuals like yourself on there who are really open to share. And that's been a surprise. And I'm not trying to build my brand or anything. It's more just like, I want to collaborate with cool people who's open to it. And, more often than not, you'll see like people engaging. This is the second question that kind of came up as you were talking, because I'm really interested in the Notion ambassadorship. Like you seem to be loving it, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you seem to be really enjoying it. You've worked on templates, you meet people all the time. Community seems to be key to that ambassadorship. Is that something that would you say that's directly from your personal brand or something that was working in tandem? Because I would be super interested in knowing how that journey's been, because it just looks like you guys are up to really cool things.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, definitely it's related. Like, so what helped me get into the ambassador program was having a personal brand for sure, because what they really value is that you're like outspoken. You can like, to become a Notion ambassador, you either have to like offline, like organize events about Notion, get people together offline and to talk about Notion and to teach each other Notion and to exchange ideas. Or you can also be like an online kind of personality, like talk about Notion online, teach others Notion, create content around it. And that's what I started doing when I was writing on LinkedIn. I started making templates, Notion templates for marketers, also for just productivity and time management for students. In the beginning, it was all over the place. Now I'm more into like Notion for marketers. And I started posting about it on LinkedIn, talking about Notion, showing how to use it. And then I applied for the program, and it was really like such a nice experience because I got such great feedback from like the Notion team saying they, love the content. I know that kind of the head of, I've learned recently on my trip to Dublin that the head of EMEA marketing, that she's using one of my templates, and that was like the highlight of my life, of my day. Yeah, it's so cute.
That's awesome. Oh my Lord. What was that template on?
Sorry?
What was the template on?
It was actually quite random. It's about decluttering your closet. So she approached me telling me that she's trying to like be more mindful about what her like buying behaviors and like what she like keeps and what she doesn't keep in her closet, and that my template was super helpful, and she like added all of her clothes into there. And it was so so cute. It just really made my day, it made my month, to be honest. It's so nice to hear. So that also is something that keeps me motivated, hearing that people are using I don't know, my LinkedIn template or my other Notion templates, and just spreading the word about Notion as well, because I love it. I use it so much. The community is super friendly as well. So yeah, if anyone out there is using Notion and is very like passionate about it, definitely consider joining the ambassador program, because it's really a great place to be. Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but Notion, because I started using it a couple years ago when it was mostly like, it looked almost like a Word document. Like the dashboard was very simple, but it's now kind of like a hub, no? Like an idea hub, and you just link to things, and it's meant to help teams be more organized, or what? So, okay, maybe an extension of that question. So Notion, people who like marketers can use this to make their lives easier, but is it the case that you make these templates because you've heard from the community that something's missing, or you're like, this actually made my life much easier, here's how I did it? Like, or is there a mix of both?
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's a mix of everything. So Notion is basically like a project management tool, but also note-taking tool. It's like multiple tools in one. You can, manage your tasks, manage all of the projects, manage, I don't know if you're doing webinars, you can manage like all of the webinars in there, and much more. Like if people also use it for their personal life to like track habits, reach their goals. So, and there are hundreds of like templates in the community, especially for like personal use, for like habit tracking or project tracking, weight loss goals, whatever. Like there are so many different ones. And for me, like why I'm focusing more on Notion for marketers now is because I noticed there is a gap. When I started using it at Magic Design for, all of our marketing, because I'm doing all of the marketing. So like different types, Google Ads, SEO, I need to plan it all somewhere, right? So I started trying to set up systems for myself to, do my work well. And how I do it in the beginning, I do look for templates. If there is something out there in the community that I can use so that I don't spend hours and hours building my own thing from scratch. And I noticed there is not that much that is like suitable to my needs. So I specifically give for marketing, like very niche marketing uses, like, I don't know, managing Google ad campaigns or managing SEO freelancers in Notion. That's like a recent video I made about how to do that, because I think there is a gap. So that's kind of, I've noticed that. So I've been focusing on it more, sharing what I'm learning as I'm using Notion as a marketer and for marketing use cases. And it's been really rewarding because I've been getting some great feedback. I really want to do more of that. It's just very time consuming, but I love doing it. Yeah.
Yeah. How do you make the time for all of this? Because it seems like you're a very busy person. I'm guessing it's because it brings you genuine joy, like you're passionate about it. But all of that is that just hearing you say this stuff, that's so valuable, especially if you felt like there was a gap. And it's inventive. You're so creative. Oh my goodness.
Thank you so much. You're so sweet.
It's true.
I just try to prioritize as much as I can. Of course, some weeks I feel like it's a lot, but I think if I'm focused like on one task at a time, if I'm tracking my time and I'm being very mindful about it, I can make time for it. Also for like things that I'm really passionate about, I feel like I get in the flow easier, and then I just get them done. But sometimes some weeks I have to deprioritize Notion work and I have to really focus on my other projects. But it makes life fun for me. I feel like I'm the type of person that needs multiple things running at the same time to feel like I'm doing something and feel like this fun when working.